Hello student, I am Arnav Das. Today we discuss about the systematic cyclic code. Cyclic code basically into the form of two. One is the non-systematic and second one is the systematic form. And obviously you also know that this is an linear code, and for this reason it is represented as a form of n comma of k, where n is defined the code word length and k is defined the message bit. Before this class already we talked about the non-systematic code, how it can generate and what is the process by which you can got the ultimate code word by non-systematic process. Today we focus on the systematic form, and for this reason you have to follow the three steps. Number one step is that you have to multiply data polynomial mx, that is the masses polynomial, you have to multiply with the x to the power of n minus of k, where n minus of k is defined the number of redundancy bit or also define the parity bit on there. If we consider mx as the value of m0 plus of m1x plus of m2x square plus of up to the mk minus of 1 x to the power of minus 1. Why this is k minus of 1? Because we consider here the massive bit is k on there. So if you starting as a suffix from the 0, that time the end will be at the k minus of 1, and for this reason it is written as such. This mx or the massive polynomial you have to multiply for the first step with the x to the power of n minus of k, and if you multiply these two, that time the result will become this one, that is the m0 x to the power of n minus of k plus of m1 x to the power of n minus k plus of 1, in such a way. This is step number 1. Now for the step number 2, you have to obtain the remainder polynomial p of x. How can you got this one? By dividing x to the power of n minus of k mx by gx. That is, you have to identify the mod value on there, and that one will be show the remainder polynomial or parity polynomial on that particular code. If you assemble this step number 1 value and step number 2 value, or combine these two, that time at the step number 3 you can got the code word polynomial on there. So code word polynomial will be represented as such. These are the steps you should be follow for getting or for forming the systematic form of cyclic code. Now we just go through by using the example, where in this example it is considered that 7 comma 4, that is the n is given to you as a value of 7 and k is given to you as a value of 4. You have to identify that for this kind of cyclic code, generator polynomial is given to as such, that is gx is equal to 1 plus of x plus of x cube. The question is that what will be the code word for the message 1010 and the another one message 1100? What will be the code word? To do or to identify what will be the code word, you have to follow the already told the steps. That is, for the step number 1, you have to multiply with the message polynomial with x to the power of n minus of 1. This is the step number 1, that is multiply mx with the x to the power of n minus of k. So initially you have to identify what is the value of mx or message polynomial. The message is given as such, that is the 1010. So the position value for the 1010 is, this is 0 position. For the first one is the 0, then 1, then 2, 3. That means for the first one this is 0 position, and for the last 0 it is the 3 is the position. So 1010 can be write down, this is the 1010 can be write down as a form of 1 into x is 0 plus 0 into x to the power of 1 plus of 1 into x to the power of square plus of 0 into x to the power of 3. So here ultimately x to the power of 0, this value is the 1. So this one can be present, but this 2 will be obsolete on there. So ultimate value will become 1 plus of x square. So that one is written in this position, that is mx is 1 plus of x square. And you already know that the value in the question it is given to you, that is n is as a 7 and k is as a 4. So x to the power of n minus of k, it will be x to the power of 7 minus of 4, which is equal to x to the power of 3. Now you just multiply these two, that is the x to the power of 3, you should multiply the 1 plus of x square. So if you multiply these two, that time the result will become this one, that is the x cube plus of x to the power of 5. Now for the step number 2, what you have to do? You have to identify the mod value. And how can you got this one? Divide step number 1 result by g of x, that is the generator mod polynomial. Gx is this one, you have to divide. This is the x cube plus of x plus of 1, and the result for the x cube mx, which is got it as a value of this one, you just write down in this position. So what will be the remainder or mod value? This is the x square. So px is got it as a value of x square. Now to identify the code polynomial, what you have to do? Assemble or combine step number 1 value and the step number 2 value. Step number 1 value is x to the power of 3 plus of uh, x to the power of 5. This is written in this position, and the second step, the p of x value is x square. This is also written in this position. So this combined value will be defined the code word. So it is arranged as such. This is x square plus of x cube plus of x to the power of 5, and due to the reason of that, n is equal to 7. So in this case the n is already given to you as a 7. So if the position number starting from the 0, that time it will be end at the 6. So let the starting position is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now in this formation for the Cx, that x squared, that means 2 number position is active, that is we have to apply 2 number position 1. X to the power of cube, that time also it will be 1, and x to the power of 5, here also it is 1, and the remaining r you should apply as a value of 0 on there. So ultimate result is got it this one. This is the code word and also written in this position. This is 0011010, and from this you can so easily able to identify which portion is the data or message and which one is the redundancy or the parity bit. And due to this reason, that is so easily it can be differed, the parity bit and also the message bit. This is also defined as a systematic form of cyclic code. So this is the example for the first one, and the same thing is repeated on there for the option number B, where the message is given as a 1100. So from this you can easily able to identify what will be the value for the message polynomial. It will be 1 plus of x, because at the position number 2 and 3 the value are the 0. So this can be omitted on there. So ultimate message is given as a polynomial form 1 plus of x on there. So step number 1 is you have to multiply with the x to the power of n minus of k. X to the power of n minus k is the 3. So if you multiply this two, the result will become this one. And step number 2 is that you have to identify the mod value by divide x to the power of 4 plus of x cube from the generator polynomial. The generator polynomial is x cube plus of x square plus of 1. So if you divide this two, the ultimate remainder of the mod value will become as a form of px, and this is x square plus of 1. And if you combine this, then the ultimate code word you can got it, that is the 1 plus of x square plus of x cube plus of 4. So again in this position you just identify the position number, so it will be easy to understand also. 0 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So where the 1 you should be apply at the position of 1, this will be the as a treat as a value of x to the power of 0. So this is 0 position, then x square, that is 2 number position, then it is applied for the 3 and 4. So this is 3 and 4. So ultimate value for the code word is as a form of 10111100. Look that 10111100. So this way you can do the whole thing, and I think each and everyone can able to understand what is the way by which you can got it the systematic form of cyclic code. And thank you. They are the tutorial, or they are the supporting document. You should got it at the WhatsApp group or the forum. So please read that one. So it will be easy for the understand also. With the another one example is provided on there. So I think now I have to say good day and bye.